So, before Big Bad John, I did have another tractor. And here he is. First time taking him out for the season. It's, it doesn't have a name. It should, though, because this thing is pretty awesome. Probably going to be using this one a lot this year. Ooh, look at it go! For whatever reason, I think we got water at just the right time. I think this is the greenest I've ever seen this yard. It's really kind of weird. I didn't really mow it last year, which, by the way, is a horrible idea. And I thought, well, I'll get a goose or 15 and see what happens. And that was, well, it didn't work because I got the goose kind of late and I got 2 goslings, and even now I don't think that they would be able to handle the yard. But I think, I'm going to take a wild stab at it and say that having the chickens out here pooping all over this yard has caused it to be very, very green. And then we had some pretty good water, and I've been out here working on the weeds, especially early last year before I got the geese. So hopefully they won't show up, but I don't doubt that the grass is just quicker to spring up in spring than the weeds are, which sounds kind of nice, but most of this isn't going to live. It's not going to survive because I can't put enough water on this lawn. I turn this guy on, I give it a route, I give it another route, and then I do have a sprinkler system, but it doesn't really throw that much water on the yard. It's not specifically for sprinkling. It's so we have a lot of rock here, obviously, and so we're way too far from a major city to have city sewage, so we have to solve it for ourselves, and we can't use the standard septic system. So we have that thing over there, which is a complex aerobic septic system, and so it breaks down solid waste until it's basically just water, and then I've got a pool chlorine tab system, so water is dirty and flows over those things and gets chlorinated, and then it just gets sprayed out on the lawn. And I tell you what, living out here has taught me quite a bit about plants and toxins. So when I think about chlorine, I don't immediately think, well, yeah, I could probably throw horrifying percentages of chlorine all over my yard and have my grass be okay, but it doesn't seem to care. And even more crazy is, you see that dead tree right there? It's not actually dead, it's just dormant. Loses its leaves and then grows them back. We're far enough south that it probably shouldn't even bother, but it does. And that tree is a fig tree, and it grows really, really good. I don't think they're a fast-growing plant, but I don't actually know that. And it is probably in 3 foot of soil, and it is doing amazing, and that is because my washing machine dumps water on it every single time it empties the machine. And of course that's highly soapy water, and it just dumps it all over the bottom of that tree, and it does try to go down to my orange trees, but it doesn't make it there. And so I don't know if you've ever tried to use soap on plants, but it's a desiccant, which means it dries them out, and it's horrible for plants, although it's slightly easier on plants and bugs, and but it's generally just not really good for them. It's like throwing salt on them. Tree doesn't care. I grow grass over there too, doesn't care. So chlorine and soap apparently are fine. Never would have thought, but there you have it. I guess if there's enough water, it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't care. But I usually have kind of a problem with that. And I still have my bare patch there. I did dig that down a little bit with a tractor and the jackhammer, but hopefully it'll grow back up. That'll be nice. If I ever want to mow this with anything, I am going to have to do some serious rock patrol. Oh man, there's so many rocks on my lawn. I might need to rake it first. But yeah, we're doing pretty good this year so far. Oh, and one more thing. So, I'm a horrible steward of my plants out here, but there's a few that are clinging right on to life. This tree is actually doing pretty okay, as you can tell. I've got a hose that's just dropped here on it. And this is a peach tree, and it's doing pretty good. It doesn't want to bud yet, which is fine. But then every once in a while, throughout winter, it throws out these cute little flowers. Ugh, don't even know my plant terminology. That's how bad I am with these things. But this guy will actually throw out peaches, which are mostly eaten by hornets every year. Although occasionally this tree will go full retard on me, and it will throw out a bunch of blooms, and then, it won't quite be spring yet. And we'll get a freeze, it'll kill them all, and that's what happened the year before last. So we moved in, and this thing had peaches all over the place, along with the dead tree that's right there. That one's probably not coming back, and I'm going to have to pull it out of the ground. I've got 2 of those real big peach trees that I killed, because I just can't water right, I guess. And that year it did pretty good, because the older gentleman here that can't do electrical and can't build for crap, but could landscape like nobody's dirty business, he was upkeeping them and doing real good. I've killed a lot of his plants, but not this one yet. And so he left me 21 peach trees that were all doing really good. The next year we got a frost. Obviously I can't throw a blanket over this, which is what a lot of people do with ornamental plants. And it may have been how he managed to do that. And yeah, here's my dead peach tree, I think. But he did really good with all these things, and I kind of squandered it. And that first year we did good. The next year it froze, and so there was nothing for me. And then last year we did pretty good, and I think the chickens knocked down the hornets for me a little. But they also eat all the peaches and stuff that hit the ground, so that may be part of it as well. But we'll see this year. I'm wandering over here because I saw both of my girl shepherds eating something on the ground here, and I'm keeping an eye out for Scarlett Johansson's first eggs. They should be happening now, and they've been hanging out over here, so I don't want my German shepherds to eat all of my potential goslings. I don't want to pin them both up, but if I have to, I will, because I want goslings. They're so cute and fluffy and fuzzy and just awesome. So whatever it takes to have baby geese this year is going to happen. So I'm kind of just looking around to see if maybe I'm missing something, because my shepherds can smell a fresh egg from across the property, and they never leave about 100 foot of the house, which is really a shame because we've got so much land. And I moved out here thinking my daughter and my wife are going to love all the fruit trees and the flowers, and my dogs are going to love running through huge amounts of yard, and well, my girls love the flowers and fruits, but there's no way we can kill the amount of food that we create on this farm. It's crazy. It almost all goes to chickens and goats. If I had a way of collecting it, going to school, doing a little work, and give it to charity, I would do so. But it goes into my birds, and they make eggs, so I guess there's that. But I cannot seem to give away eggs back when I had a lot of chickens, and so my dogs have gotten very chubby. But my bug problems are gone, and I think I'm getting the hang of ranching, so hopefully no more dead peach trees or fruit trees in general, and hopefully I start having too many chickens, and I haven't decided how I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there, but it's going to be fun, and I'm very excited because one of the many reasons I wanted to have animals and wanted to move out to the country was I love animals, and I love baby animals even more, and it's not hoarding when you're herding. So I have very bad luck with goats, though, but chickens, and especially muscovies and geese, I am on top of. So it must be very large birds, although I have decided that maybe emus might be too big, but we'll see. I'm definitely considering that bridge, although it might be a bridge too far because I don't want to get a 180-pound chicken that wants to bite me like these guys do, and they're very fond of biting me, as I have on one of my videos. Yeah. Yep. See, you've got a good color on, and that's working for me. Well, first watering of the year.